Rozotadi, gentlemen, how are we doing this evening? How are we doing?
Absolutely beautiful.
We vibing.
We vibing?
Chilling, man.
Tight
Vibes are good. It's a Thursday night. What are you guys doing on a Thursday night typically?
Studio.
Studio.
Yes.
Everybody's in the studio on Thursday night?
Pretty much.
It's a studio
We're
day.
doing homework.
Gotcha.
Taco Tuesday, studio Thursday, feature meet Saturday.
Gotcha. So y'all are super focused then.
Yeah, all the time.
Laser focused.
Kind of sick.
Laser focused. Okay.
We are kind of sick. We're fire.
That's
Important.
fire. Not sick from grinding too hard though, are you?
Grinding too hard, yep.
Okay.
Too hard. Rubbing our shits raw. Crying so goddamn hard.
Got you.
Yep.
Well, I think you may just answer my next question, but hopefully not. We'll see. Tell me, what is the most interesting thing about each of you individually and each of you, or what's the most interesting about each of you individually and as a group? Go down the line, or somebody feels like no one, they can go first.
Okay.
I have a
That's my
cat.
question to answer.
I got a cat. His name's Morty.
Got a cat, his name is Morty.
Yeah, I'm having a custody battle with his mom right now. It's rough.
That's a true story.
It's a true
It's a
story.
true story.
Yo, give me back my fucking cat. You know who you are.
How about you, Tireek? What's the most interesting about you?
I wish it wasn't true.
I don't know. Like, that's such a hard question to answer just like on the spot like that. I mean, I guess when I was young, well, I still am young, but I used to move around a lot. Like, I was born and raised in New York, but I lived in all 5 boroughs, like, just like going from place to place. So it's like I fit in. Like, I always made friends easily, but I never stayed, you know? So it's like I don't have that sense of home anywhere. I don't have friends that I grew up with since like being little. So it's just like home is kind of a weird concept for me.
Sure.
But like since being here and like meeting these guys and performing with them, working with them every day, it's like I found my sense of home. Like my life is out here now, you know? So it's like, I don't know if that really answers your question, but I'd say that.
No, I think that is a very interesting thing about you, and I'm curious, was that something you always accepted, or did that actually play a toll? Did that take a toll on you as an individual to not sort of have this sense of home?
I think it's something that I just always accepted. Honestly, like my mom was more worried about it than I was, because she was like worried that, you know, all this moving around would actually like hurt me, my social life, and just like my ability to interact with people in general. But she's like, I don't know how you do it, but you know, you always make friends, you always, you know, just put yourself out there and everything. And yeah, so it's just like, you know, sometimes you just gotta take the situation for what it is.
Right.
In a sense.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you think it's created personality traits in you that are do you think it's affected your personality in a way that sort of makes you who you are today?
Definitely, because this is gonna sound so bad, but I think I'm just now realizing who I really am and like becoming that person. Because like I said, since I moved around so much and I made friends easily, like one of those ways that I made friends, I would just like try and fit in. I did, you know, whatever everybody else did, just try to seem cool new guy, whatever. So it's just like, who am I?
So you're acting a lot.
Yeah.
You're playing a lot of different roles, and now you're having a chance to sort of be authentically you.
Yeah, because people in Arizona, like, compared to New York, are very accepting, you know?
Sure.
People are very open, so it's like a family, you feel me? So.
Mood fam. Shout out Mood fam. Mood fam. Got you. No, that's fascinating, man. That's really interesting. And I think I can relate to you a little bit in that I spent a lot of time moving around as well, and I totally understand what you're saying with regard to playing a lot of different roles, trying to fit in, making new friends. You have to put yourself out there. For me, it wasn't always easy, but it sounds like you definitely found a way to sort of overcome whatever challenges you had and put yourself out there. And I think that shows you're a calm, reserved guy, but I mean, I know you're confident, and that's awesome. How about you? What's the most interesting about you, Toddy?
I don't know if there's like a most, but I love to learn. I love to learn, right? And that transcends the classroom. You feel me?
Sure.
Like,
it's not limited to the classroom.
Exactly.
It goes beyond.
It goes way beyond. Like, whether or not that's in conversation, whether or not that's learning about colors or history of lost civilizations, or even learning multiple languages. I felt at a point in my life that I wasn't good at anything.
Sure.
And that surge of just like realization or it wasn't even really a realization, just the feeling of not being good at anything prompted me to completely change the way I live my life. As a kid, as a 9-year-old kid, I began like carving faces into soap. I began making paper or like origami things, swans, and I got to a point where I made my whole Halloween outfit out of paper, and I had ninja equipment, kunais, and
You're just creating,
creating, trying to figure out what I'm good at, because this person does this and that person does the same thing, but what is it that I can do? Right? And eventually I found producing, and it like really took a hold of my life. And I've always been like around music.
The key fit the lock.
The key fit the lock, right? And now I was able to build and grow that part of me. And even through school, like going to band, and then finding friends that also like to learn. And we're sitting in a room together learning with each other how things work.
Sure.
So just being so open-minded,
right,
in a sense, and a sponge.
Yeah, do you feel like that's played a role in sort of the music you make? Because I feel like what you make on an individual level is very eclectic, very, very almost experimental, but familiar.
Yeah, it really tunes in, because when I listen to my music, it's not necessarily me trying to pack in as many sounds as possible into this 3 minutes, but it's more so like, how can I make everyone in this world feel?
Sure.
Right? There's a sense of familiarity for, of course, not fully the whole world, but a lot of people, because I'm working with rhythms that go to India, that are in the Latin and African world,
right?
All the way to here, where
you're learning about all those different sounds and putting them together in one. Do the same thing you did when you were a kid.
Exactly,
yeah,
same thing.
That's spectacular.
Never losing that thirst for knowledge. Sure. Never losing that thirst to just be happy with this knowledge. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's wicked. No, I mean, clearly you all have very different interests, very different backgrounds, different sort of ways in which you carry yourselves. How did you bring all of those differences together to create what is Room 4?
We all have a slot to fill in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, like Room 4 is kind of like a pop outfit in a lot of ways. You know, the production that we use is very like bouncy, and it's very familiar. It's very easy, like it's accessible and stuff. And we kind of just try to bring in our own like individual like stylistic influences to kind of like make this kind of like boy band hodgepodge of like, you know, different kind of vibes, aesthetics, whatever, you know.
Yeah. And like, yeah, like we're all different. We all have different styles, and I think you can hear that and feel that in our music. But just because we have our different styles doesn't mean that we don't try and push each other,
right?
You know, to do more. But everybody that play our music for back home, they're always like, oh, you guys complement each other so well, you know, they could feel the chemistry and everything. But like I said, we still try and push each other to, you know, go out of our comfort zones. Like we try and get him to sing sometimes.
Get him to dance.
It hasn't worked yet.
You know, but yeah, I think we just embrace each other's differences and that's just how it works.
Right. And is that what you think makes you guys unique? Your ability to sort of embrace your guys' differences and really create a nice chemistry?
I like that. I like the fact that we're able to embrace it, and we have to find a certain kind of glue, a certain kind of tape that makes our compositions cohesively to like work together.
Right.
Because we can all hop on a track and it'll sound completely like mush, but what is that extra mile that we're going to take to where it's almost like we're having a conversation together, talking about the same thing?
Sure.
You know, so there's just certain glue and tape that holds what we do together.
Yeah.
The same mountain from 3 different perspectives.
I like that.
Photographer.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'll be here all week. I'll be here all week. Buy my book.
Snaps.
Buy my book.
Snaps. No, I like both of those analogies. Really, so yeah, okay. So you got the glue that's holding it together. Does that ever get stressed? Is there stress that's put on that? Or are you guys getting along all the time?
We're getting along together all the time. We've never disagreed ever. Since I've known these people, It's always just been sunshine and happiness all day.
Tell us the secrets.
Well, you know, first off, I'm just kidding. Like fucking, I'm not kidding about the other thing though. Completely true. I don't know. I think you know, like when you have any kind of like enterprise with a group of people, like you kind of there's a honeymoon period where, you know, everything is rolling perfectly, but then, you know, eventually as people get more and more invested in like a project you have together, you know, people want more of their own personal vision like reflected, or, you know, can feel like a little claustrophobic, like you want to make sure you still have your say. So an important part about it is just, you know, being receptive, and, you know, it's a lot of give and take. And, you know, and just because every idea isn't on every song doesn't mean it can't be saved. You know, it's gonna be a long-lasting thing that we want to evolve and grow over like the course of.
Yeah, and all three of us come to understand that, right? Because we all have 3 different walks of life. We all have 3 different ways of speaking, 3 different ways of breathing, right? And it comes down to, are we going to figure out the right ways to articulate and communicate our thoughts, our wants, our heart's desires? Right? So, of course, getting to know each other in all these different facets, there's going to be stress, right? Something that I know A&Rs and labels look for is like, how well does the band work together? And if there are any splinters, are they taking the correct steps to mend them? You know, are they taking the correct steps to come out strong?
Are they communicating? Are they being open with each other, honest?
Right. So with us, we in the past we have such like hard like ideas and views that like we have to step back and be like, okay, if we want the best possible outcome, this is what we're gonna have to do. Sometimes we're unhappy, sometimes we are happy, but at the end of the day, we all have the same goal. We just have different ways of achieving it. But if the bond is stronger than anything else, like, there's no trip. We all love each other the same way.
Yeah, you guys definitely feel like you have that bond. I see that you guys have a very, very strong bond that I think is noticeable when you guys perform in your guys' work on a track or a tape, what have you. I think that's super important. Has there been any particular moment where it was just shit, like this could be the end, like this is just we're not getting along?
Yeah, I start this shit. Coming back from the summer, having a super big hiatus, right? Where he's back in New Jersey, he's back in New York, I'm out here in Arizona, and we come back and we're all in the room together, thinking we're gonna hit the ground running, just like how we did the first time. Nah, fam. Where we've evolved so much back in our environments that when it came back, we had to like relearn who each other is. You know, we had to get to know each other all over again. You can't work out the same regimen in this situation. I felt like.
Type shit.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I feel like it was just, you know, a lot of egos.
A lot of egos.
You know? Just like a lot of egos in one room. Like you said, we had to learn how to work together again. We had to learn we had to learn who we each became. You know, because over summer break, he was doing his own thing, working on new music. I was doing my own thing, working on music, and same with Russell. So it's just like we each evolved as artists and as people.
Right.
So it's like completely different from who we were before we left. You know?
And I know that's something that we definitely learned from that is, okay, if we're going back into our respective sides and we're running the cities that we're in, we're doing exactly like all the shit we're saying we're doing, and then we come back together, we can't work the same way we were working previously because we've obviously become a lot more well-versed in what we do. We're
gotta adapt.
Right, we gotta adapt. And I feel like it's the same thing with school. Like every single semester you have a new kind of like class schedule, you have this and that. Like you try to keep the same things, but oftentimes it doesn't work. So what adjustments are you willing to make to succeed this time around?
Well, yes, there was definitely a time where we were like, damn, we can't work together at all. You know? There would be times where we would have sessions and not even get anything done. Like one of us or maybe 2 of us, we just walk out completely pissed off. You know? So yeah, there were definitely times like that where it's just like, damn, like, is this the end of room 4?
But it's all about the fucking bag, baby.
Yeah, when you come back, man, come back, you get back in that next session.
For the fucking money, baby. Figure it out.
Yeah, no, and I can only imagine the next time you
makeup.
Yeah, no, I really like what you were saying about egos, and I think that a lot of different people, especially artists, I think artists in general, we definitely have egos, but we're also, when we kind of can understand and speak other people's language, we're good at setting them aside. but I feel like up front we're not always great at setting them aside. And
like,
I can get in the way of.
Don't get me wrong. Like when I say, sorry to cut you off.
No,
when I say egos, like I don't mean it in like a negative way.
Right.
You know, like selfish thinking or anything like that. Somebody like clearly trying to outshine the other. I just mean like we just have strong opinions.
There's different selves in the world
different
that have
visions,
different visions, different needs, right? But so what unites that? What unites each of those individual visions that gets you through a studio session or gets you through a tough time like that to get back in the studio, to come back stronger, to come back more energized with a fresher outlook?
Well, you know, you can't lead unless like the people let you. You feel me? And sometimes, you know, like someone's vision is so that you where it's like the primary focus. You know, sometimes you need to serve what other people want. You know, and that's especially like collaborative between the three of us or anything really. You know, sometimes like you have to like push your ideas to the side, or you need to like reinterpret your ideas so that they fit like someone else's thing, because that's their time to shine. But there have definitely been songs where it's kind of like we all have our own independent kind of spotlight. You know, we try to switch it up.
Sure.
You know, overall though, it's a lot of give and take. You know, it's a lot of compromise, but at the same time, like, you know, we have our own like solo music, and that's our arena to kind of like, you know, put all of that, and then we come away from that and we're like, yo, like let's incorporate this into this like room forward thing, and you know, yeah, she just takes off from there basically. That's how we keep it fresh.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's really interesting. I think that as you guys continue to evolve, I think we'll definitely see more of that, and I'm excited to watch you guys grow and sort of bond closer together. And on that note, I'm really interested in sort of the direction you guys want to take hip hop, because hip hop is moving so quickly all the time. It's changing constantly. It's evolving.
Yeah.
You guys are young. You're coming at it with a fresh perspective. You guys have unique sounds. There's three of you. Each of you have different ego, different self. You're each bringing something unique to the table. You found a way to mold those differences into one. So how do you want to change hip hop?
Shit. I mean, I feel like where a lot of people fuck up is they say, I'm gonna be the this of this, you know? And it's like, the thing is, it's like, I feel like, you know, we're also like individually our own thing,
right?
You know, especially as a conglomerate group, like we're our own thing. And, you know, I know personally like what messages I want to put out there as like the two of them. And, you know, when we come together, we're kind of like this mosaic of fucking whatever.
Sure.
Big word. And, you know, so to answer your question, like I basically feel like, you know, we are who we are. And if that changes things, dope. If like 5 people appreciate it, whatever, like, you feel me? But like no one's gonna say like we're rave writers or anything like that.
I think me personally, I would want to try and be like the bridge between the old school and the new school. You feel me? Because like, yeah, because like, yeah, we have our trappy hype type of songs, but you know they're still very lyrical.
Sure.
There's this term that like we used to describe ourselves at one point. It was called intelligent ignorance. Yeah, but intelligently ignorant. But yeah, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of old heads, they kind of don't like the new wave, the new sounds, and like vice versa, you know, the new wave with the old school. But it's like, music is an art form. It should always be appreciated. Like, things don't always stay the same.
Right.
Nobody says that hip hop has to sound this way. Things change over time. So I think you should just appreciate the art form and the people who are making it. You know, it's just like, okay, you might not like it, but still like try and like respect it, appreciate it. You know, so like if we could
understand that it's all sort of built off of what came before it. So whatever's out now is built off of something that came before it.
Exactly. And it's like hip hop originated with being honest, telling stories of your life, what's going on in the world or whatever. If you think about it, rappers nowadays are still doing the same thing, but it's just over a hype, pumped up track, you know, it's the life that they live. I don't know, I just feel like if we could be that bridge between both generations, we could just change the world in a sense, you know?
Yeah. Unite night, people. Yeah, that's special.
Avengers Assemble.
I don't really have much to say, man. I feel like what we're bringing, it's gonna be that.
Yeah.
Or quality. Definitely quality, and it's gonna resonate with people in such a way that they have to acknowledge it. They don't have to like it, they don't have to love it, whatever, but they have to acknowledge it, right?
Sure.
And just being real, just being real. I don't really have much to say because they said it already. We're already on the same page.
Yeah.
Same book, same page.
So do you think that there's a problem in hip hop that you guys are solving with your music, or?
I don't think it's our job.
Yeah,
I don't think it's our job to solve any problems, man, because we're artists. We're making music.
Yeah, artist subjective. Like,
right.
you know, like Elvis music came out and people are like, don't you think there's a problem with the music?
Sure.
Like, you feel me? It's just kind of like somebody else's shit. And I can be like, that's not my shit, but I'm not going to shit on it.
Sure.
You dig me?
Like, we know that we have our own message and, you know, that we want to convey. And as long as people get the message that we're trying to convey, then it's cool.
Right.
You know, it's not like we're out to just, I don't know, completely...
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah, we're not like making sermons, you feel me? Like, you ought to be like this, you ought to not be like that.
It's not like pointing fingers like...
Yeah, right.
You
Here,
know?
you gotta fit in this container and do this thing. Okay, yeah. No, that's wicked, guys. That's I really like the movement that you guys are pushing. I really like the energy that you guys have, the camaraderie. I think it's special. I think it's hard to find groups as young as you guys that are at the level that you're at, that have the brotherhood that you have. And on that note, you know, you might only be sophomores in college going in your junior year, but there's freshmen coming in, there's seniors in high school that want to do some of the same type of shit. What advice do you have to them? Because
that's a question for you to answer.
Yeah,
That's a question for me to answer. All right, well...
You know, you said people didn't fuck with you in high school.
Yeah, in high school, like, I was not the man in high school. I'm not saying I'm hot shit now or whatever, but, you know, like, the key to, like, you know, attaining what you want is to not take advice from people you don't want to be like. You feel me? Like, if someone's doing some shit that you don't agree with, that you can't get down with, then, like, don't fuck with that. But at the same time, like, you can get wisdom from anybody, even people you don't want to be like. You know, you got to just see what qualities, you just need to, like, get in order your own personal values, what you care about as an artist, as a professional,
right,
as a person, whatever. Know that. See what other people are doing. If it works for them, steal it. Like, you feel me? Start doing that and then leave off the bad shit. And then, you know, you're going to do your own bad shit. And then people are going to look at you and then evolve. And then that's how shit just gets better. So, you know, just know who you are. Like, don't be afraid to experiment with sounds and just art. Like,
make the music you want to hear.
Make the music you want to hear, because if you want to hear it, like, nothing's doing it, son. Somebody else wants to hear it. Like, someone's gonna fuck with it.
Be authentically you, and you will draw people like you to you.
Yeah, build it and they'll come. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to go to your shows and be around a bunch of, like, losers that you don't like. Like, you want people that are like you. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People you can vibe with, people you can rock out with.
Yeah.
People you can make music with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I came into this shit with a game plan because I knew that my high school experience, like, yeah, there were people who were doing music, but they don't live this life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't know what it means to live this life, or they don't want to fully commit to the shit that we're doing, right? And I recognized that in high school. That's why I was in, like, after math class, I was sitting in the library making beats, beats that would end up on 4 tapes in the next span of 2 years. All the way back from my junior year, senior year of high school, all the way up to me being turning 21 this year, you know? So I came into college with a game plan. I scouted out things. And you don't always have a game plan. Things just happen. Like, wow.
Shit
I
happens.
met these guys, wow. Regardless of the situation, I was going to be doing music. I was. Like, no doubt about it. So, game plan. Game plan. Make friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Tireek, anything you want to add to that real quick? Or?
I would say for me, just like believe in yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to. Like, when I first came to college, like, yeah, I was making music, but I wasn't taking it seriously because I didn't have confidence in myself as an artist, you know? So it's like, you know, me and these guys working with them and, like, building up that confidence, it made me realize that I have, like, not to sound like cocky or arrogant, but, like, I have talent. I can do this. You know, like,
You got confidence.
yeah, like I can do this, and like there's not a person in this world who can tell me that I can't.
Right.
You know, so like if you just have that mindset where you just believe in yourself and you push yourself to do the things that you want to do, then you're gonna go far.
Sure.
You know, like
Right
don't
on.
don't
No, I
judge.
totally agree.
Yeah,
I agree with everything, every single one you just said. And I think for those of you looking for advice, whether it be in creating a group, music group like these guys, whether it be on your individual careers, whatever it is you're doing in life, take note. They might be young, but they're wise. We're getting close to the end of our time here, guys, and I want to open it up to the fans. What question, if you could ask your fans any question, what question would you ask your fans right now?
Why haven't you followed us on Instagram yet? Room 4 Official, Twitter, Room
Okay.
4 Official, Lonely Leonard, created by Tireek, Rozotadi.
Can I have another
I
question?
mean, you
Oh
know,
yeah, no, there's three of you. You
Oh,
guys
why
got
not?
3 questions.
All right, yeah.
So number 1 is, why aren't you following them on Instagram?
Why aren't you following us? Second one
cool.
is, are you happy where you're at? If not, what are you doing to get happy?
Like that.
And if you are, how are you sustaining your happiness? Write it down too.
Send it our way.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll feature the best one.
Send it to Rozotadi, Rozotadi. I love positive shit, baby. Love you, big head.
T?
First, follow me on Instagram, created by Tireek. But I guess my question would be, how does our music make you feel? Like, when you listen to our music, I don't know, there's people who are like down and out, doesn't lift you up, or if you're happy, does it elevate you even higher? Just like, how do we make you feel, and do you just get the message that we're trying to put out?
Right on, right on. So we've got, why aren't you following us on Instagram?
Yeah.
Are you happy? If so, why? And if not, why? And how does their music make you feel? That is all we have time for.
Feeling kind of
Peace
shitty.
out, Root fam. Join the movement.